Mike, your thoughts on this scheme to make sure Americans don't even have Trump as the option, because they're very excited about this now.
So let's get this straight. The Democrats want to protect and save our democracy by making it impossible to vote for the leading presidential candidate under a bogus legal theory based upon Civil War amendments. The 13th, 14th, and 15th amendments are the Civil War amendments. They want to argue that Section 3 of the 14th Amendment disqualifies President Trump because of an insurrection where people got to a floor of a nation's capital and took selfies and walked through velvet ropes and didn't burn down the damn place.
Yeah, exactly. Trish, a recent opinion post in the Washington Post stating that what would be disastrous for democracy would be for Trump to appear on the November 2024 ballot as a Republican nominee, then win the election, and afterward be disqualified and denied a second term. And you can see exactly what they're worried about right there. The fact that he would win in the first place scares them, because then if they have to take it away from him after that, Americans are going to really feel duped.
Look, I just keep going back to what Hillary Clinton said to Jennifer Palmieri, who used to work for her, on a podcast for, I don't know, was it HBO, some little podcast, back in August of 2020. And you know what she said? She said, we cannot give up. We cannot let him win no matter what. I encourage people to go back and listen to that, because that was months before the actual election. So in other words, there is one side right now that's extremely determined to get their way. They're going to dig in their heels and they're going to pull out everything they can possibly think of. But think of what that is doing to our constitutional republic, our democracy as we speak, because that in and of itself is hurting the average American's ability to select who they want for their leader. So if you ask me, we've got a kind of takeover, if you would, of government that's already happening, and that's pretty terrifying.
And Trish, nothing shows me more how different, how separated the U.S. government is from the people of the United States more than the Trump saga. Because you see them, and they all sit there and agree, we can't let this guy run the country, no matter if the people want him to run the country or not. Like, they are their own entity, and we are our own. We're the rabble, and they have their own game in there that they have to protect.
Isn't there something in the Constitution that says by the people, for the people? I'm sorry, but
I think they got rid of that.
It's not for the people right now, because the people have made it very clear what they want. And every single time they indict him, what do you see in the polls? Oh, he goes up. Yeah. Because people are pretty infuriated. Yeah. They see through it.
Yeah. Mike, I got 20 seconds left, but it looks like he's going to turn himself in, Trump, and I think possibly the rest of the defendants here are going to turn themselves in on Thursday, is what CNN is reporting. Cameras back in the courtroom. Your final thoughts?
I can't wait for this Fulton County DA, Fani Willis, to overplay her hand, to release his mugshot. It's going to guarantee that President Trump is back in the White House after November 5th, 2024.
And real quick, Mike, just one last thing. The idea of moving this to federal court, what Meadows is pushing for, does that happen?
I think it does, because you have presidential immunity, and that's going to be an issue that's resolved in federal court.
Trish, Mike, good to see you both. Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Biden heads to Maui. Just spoke a couple minutes ago, in fact, as incompetent